All right, we're fired up, ready to go, and this is Paris to Dakar, because perfect time to do that. We're going to do the original Paris to Dakar. We're not actually going to follow a route. We're going direct there. It's going to be about 7 hours, so 7 stages of this. And we're not just going to autopilot and fly at 10,000 feet. We are in... well, let me hop out real quick. Hopefully it doesn't fly away on us. But we're essentially in a rally car of the sky. This thing is just a crazy beast. We've got 1,000 pounds of fuel in. We are headed, our first stage is going to be to south of France. And then we're headed over here to Dakar. So I'm looking at about 6 or 7 stages. It depends on how fast this actually goes, since I am going to be staying low. And who knows, I probably will crash as well. Hopefully not, but this thing's a little powerful, and if I am flying low and manual, things could get a little bit ugly for me. So we're not even going to worry about which way the wind's blowing or anything like that. We're not going to sightsee much, because I'm hoping that we'll be low enough that it's just going to be a little bit scary here. We do have to first find the freaking taxiway. Let's go ahead, and I need to full screen this. Is that not going to work? Nope. There we go. Where the hell are we? Okay, we're going the wrong way. Already lost 2 minutes in. Now I am using the GPS to this thing's not doing what I ask it to do. Okay, we're gonna go over here. I don't even know if this is a taxiway, but I'm gonna say it is. And you know what? I think we're just gonna take off here, because we're doing Paris to Dakar. Just do what you need to do. Sounds good to me. And we're up, because this thing is ridiculous. It's probably going to be hard to keep it low. Frames are going to hurt a little bit in a new area of the world, and it is photogrammetry and looks pretty damn nice. I've got all my warnings off, I hope. And yeah, we just got to trim this thing out. It's going to be wanting to go really quick. Flaps are up. And we just need to head on south. Keep the purple line sort of pointed in the direction we're going. Do not know where the Eiffel Tower is. I assume over there somewhere. Probably not going to see that. Let's just go full. We can keep it in the yellow. We just don't want to overspeed. 150 is going to be good. Is that the Eiffel Tower? I mean, I guess we got to start off by going a little off route and seeing the Eiffel Tower. This thing a bit, but it is wanting to just climb like crazy. That's what it is built for. Starting to trim it out. Okay, that'll be a little easier to fly. So let's head on down here. Things are going to get a little ugly looking and a little choppy. So much easier to fly with these controls that I got. If you haven't been watching the new channel, VKB controls, they work awesomely. Pull the RPMs back just a little bit here. Got a building up there on the hill. We got a church or something right here. And we got frames that are struggling because we're so low and going quick. But man, does the city look pretty damn awesome. I like just how crammed these old European cities are. It's just amazing. Like, look at that. Look at that thing. There's so much history here. So we're going to start from the Eiffel Tower and get ourselves headed towards Dakar. I'm going to say that those boats are a little too big for the river. Just going to put that opinion out there. So, Eiffel Tower, and away we go. Let's get direct back in and head south. What all do we got down here? Just more city, building attached to building attached to buildings. We'll probably start encountering some more modern stuff. Yeah, here's a little bit more modern towers. Probably 80s, 70s or 80s it looks like. I believe we're out of photogrammetry now. These kind of look AI generated. We got a train station here. Another church over there. I think these are AI generated, although I've never seen it actually generate churches like that, but apparently it is. So we've gotten way off track somehow. How'd that happen? Head south. That's all I gotta do. So yeah, this is going to be about an hour. We've got a little bit of wind, but not much because we're staying so low. It's only 1 knot, so that's a non-factor. I mean, if you saw these from the distance, you knew I had to. Too easy. Shit, we're offline again. I'm gonna zoom this out a bit. There we go. Oh, we got, I think that's the big airport off to our left then. Church. Watch out for those damn churches. Come out of nowhere. Power line. And a hill. I got a nice open park here, or cemetery. Nope, it's just a field. Okay. So, how far do we got to go? Where are we? Who knows? Might encounter rain. We've got 358 miles to go. Yeah, this might actually take 2 hours. I don't know why I was saying that it was going to take 1 hour. This could be a very long flight. That's fine though. It's interesting and it is something different than what I'm doing on the other channel, and it's a bit like racing, so. It's not going to take as long as the real Dakar though. They did some funky directions too. First one was like 10,000 kilometers. So they went down through the Sahara, then around the south side of it. We got another church, but it's the same church because it's AI. Got a track and soccer pitch and another one. So at the moment, elevation, not going to be too much of a factor. As we get a little further south, it's going to come up a bit. We should avoid the mountains in between Spain and France because we're going through the southeast side, I believe it is. Trim again. So now we're wanting to point down. So currently we're doing 160. It's saying that we are, does it have a timeout? Kind of hard to look. So I will just put it in the ground if I'm not careful. Alright, so we're out of the city now, over the fields. Little town off to our right there. Yeah, this is going to really show me how long that first one was. And it's going to be pretty interesting when we actually get to Africa. And maybe even Spain down the coast of it, but I think over the dunes of Africa, Morocco, and I don't know how many dunes Morocco has. I mean, I could just be putting it into something that it's not actually, but got here. Why is our engine condition low idle? I don't know. Again, I don't know what these things do, but we're not going to get much more speed out of it, so may have to stop for fuel on this. Because if it's gonna take longer than I was expecting, could be short on fuel, especially as wound up as we have it, since we're not being fuel efficient. I believe this is an airport. We got a little grass strip here on top of a hill. Dive down the back side of this hill over the town. Little town in the bottom of a little creek. People built up on the side of the hill. 345 miles out. I feel like that's not going very fast. I feel like that has barely ticked down. And we are only 16 minutes into this. Could just be that having to do so much more than normal, and it feels like it's going much quicker. Just be careful with some of these hills covered in dark trees. Up our speed just a little bit more. 180 looks to be the overspeed. Down over this open field. See, we're not that low. Wasn't even close to hitting the semi. Wonder if it's possible to get more speed out of this thing. I don't think so. I mean, for what it is, it's pretty damn quick. We don't need any of our oxygen being, what, like 100 feet off the ground. Not a concern for us. But yeah, doing this in the 70s, well, early 80s, in some just random vehicles. I mean, this wouldn't be the painful part, other than just the sheer distance to do it. But us being able to straight line is definitely making it nice and easy. But yeah, I'm not going to have a whole lot of information on where we're at. We're only going to really know how far we got to go. And really where we land or end doesn't matter too much, as long as I can save the position and get back to it. So we're not even really looking for airports. Do need to kind of figure out our fuel situation, how much we're using. quite a bit, it looks like. We may have to stop multiple times on this trip. Alrighty. I think that's the highest we've gotten since takeoff. Out over the open fields. Zoom out a bit here. Yeah, we do have a lot of terrain coming up. We may need to fuel before then. We'll see what our fuel situation is then. It's going to be harder to find a decent place to set it down. Roundabout. And little town. Destination, what is it again? FMP? Maybe that will tell me what we got for... I forgot where we took off from. That's not gonna work, is it? Yeah, I just can't zoom in on these smaller things. I'm way too afraid to just stick it into the ground, so. There we go. Alright, we got a time now. It's saying hour and 58 from here. Okay, this is going to take much longer than I thought. This is actually going to be a bit of a challenge to get it all recorded. So we've got our two fuels here. We got our wings and then the legs. I'm not sure if they are both. Oh, and shit, okay. It's only pulling from the right wing right now. So we've got a fuel selector somewhere. Oh, it's pulling both. It should be pulling both. We won't worry about that for a bit. So yeah, Dakar, I don't know much about the actual rally. I mean, modern day, it's all corporate and just kind of what it is, you know. It's not that, it's grueling, but it's not like what it started out to be a thing to cross the Sahara. It's been in many different countries as destabilization has happened. But I looked to see if there was like an actual route for the 2025 one and the details on it, even 2004 and back. The details weren't very defined, and maybe that's just how the race is, but that got me to thinking, okay, what if we just do the original Paris to Dakar, and then flight planning told me that it would take 7 hours, and I was like, okay, I can do 7 of that, 7 1-hour videos. But I believe that is up in the air at speed, doing it with a decent cruise speed and some wind, because down at the ground, I mean, it's quicker than a car right now, but barely. I mean, obviously cars can't go direct either, so we gain a little bit of an advantage of that, but only 165 knots. Little town. They like to be down in valleys, huh? Along the rivers. Getting into more trees now. Don't see anything on the horizon though for mountains yet. And now as we get into these darker trees, it's gonna make it harder for me to judge elevation, so I have to be a little safer here. Now I am worried about landing, because landing tail draggers is really difficult. I struggle with it. Maybe now with rudders and these new controls, I'll be able to do a little bit better. Little lake. Surprised though how flat it is here. Whole lot of water here. Doesn't always mean anything in Microsoft Flight Sim though, because it could just be wetlands and it's filling it in as it's a lake. We've burnt through almost half of our wing tanks. If the engine dies because it's burnt through all of the right, I'm going to be confused on why it didn't automatically switch. And crap, the wings are, they are the ones that we have the most. Alright, let's start burning out of the left. We are getting a little left heavy. Nope. Okay. It's not doing what I want it to do. There we go. Had to come up in the air a little bit while I was flunking with that. I mean, I could have done this in a hot air balloon. That would have taken 3 months. So we're now hour and 50 minutes out. Jesus. Definitely bit off something more than I was ready for. I'm going to mute for a bit and just fly and let you enjoy the whining of this plane. Just following this road, it seems to be going somewhat south. Not quite where we want to head, but may as well follow it. Looks like it's pretty straight here, and we'll see where it takes us. We really have no idea. I'm not following any maps, I'm just following the purple lines. We can afford to go off route a little bit here. Yeah, flatness everywhere. I should have grabbed a drink before this. I may have to autopilot for a second and grab one. Some of the roads look like they're underwater for some reason. Uh-oh. A road is turned into a town. And it is ended. Okay, well, that was fun while hey, there it is. The road has been reborn. This is not even close to being the same direction. Alright, well, goodbye roads. Let's head to that. I don't know what that is, but we're gonna head to that. See that? tower off there, a water tower. It's kind of in our path. Sit up a little higher. Haven't even looked to see what all we have here. Sticking to our fuel now, burning the left wing down. At least it's a clear day. I have live weather on. I think I have live weather on. Maybe I didn't select live weather. Let's go live weather. Well, that didn't change anything. Oh, that changed a lot of things. There we go. All right. We've got a massive headwind now. I thought it was a little clear for what I was seeing on radar. Now this is going to get a little trickier because we're getting bounced around here with this wind. We got a 13 knot crosswind-ish. I think that says 13. My eyes are getting bad. Can't believe I started off. It changes it anytime you change your plane. It deselects live weather. Like, this game is broken in many, many ways, but that one and not saving the plane style and paint scheme that you last flew, that annoys me. So we may have weather now, as in rain. And yeah, we're gonna get some rain here. That'll add to the fun. As long as we don't get just extremely crazy fog. We got a lot of rain to come up. Well, the rally just got harder. Our fuel. Yeah, okay. Let's just put it on this one and see what we got. I lost track of that big tower that we were headed to. Now that it's not a perfectly clear day, and we may have changed which way we're actually headed. So yeah, the mountain bits might be a little tougher now as well. Right now we're just in these slow, very slow rolling hills. Got manor lords being played out every few miles under us. And you got all these weird marshy wetlands. This is like The Witcher. I don't know why I got the Witcher vibes, but that reminds me of The Witcher 3, some of those places that you go. Well, we haven't actually got rain. even though it says that there is rain. And we're nearly out of it, but it's doing this weird... Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on. Alrighty, well, actually, is that rain now? It's not hitting our windshield, but there's some weird, no, I think it's just reflections. Yeah, okay, so, no rain, do have some lower clouds, a lot more wind bouncing us around, but hey, it's a rally. Supposed to get tossed around here. Are getting a little more hills now. Overall, we have 277 miles to go. These forests really bouncy. Look at that little place out in a nice little clearing. That, I mean, that's like old school rich, it seems. I don't know if it is, but I'm gonna assume these are like big mansions out in the middle of nowhere. Drop down there a bit. I was trying to get lower, but then once we got out from under the trees, or out over the trees, it dropped us down pretty quickly. So yeah, again, I have no idea where we're at. I just know where we're going, what direction, and how far. I don't know the town where we're going, and I actually don't know where we're going to stop, but we will get there. And I'll know it when we get there. That's cool little place there. Okay, so let's take another fuel check. 276. So we've now burned what? It was like 370, wasn't it, for full? We're not burning as much as I thought we were. The biggest town we've seen in a bit since we found that road that suddenly ended in the town. They're just all built down into these little valleys. I just kind of feel like that's bad for flooding. Oh, what is that? There's something big over there. Head to the something big. I'll try not to change weather and lose sight of it. castle. Except for it looks like it's got a light on it. So I'm gonna guess like power plant. Starting to get more and more towns, though this might actually be a bigger town. Sky is opening up. Alright, yeah, this is the big town. Don't know what it is. Oh, it's a big town. No photogrammetry so far. But it may just have a big building in it that's famous that I'll have no clue about. Park along this little creek here. And the town goes up. And back down. What are we? Giant ass church. It's not Notre Dame, is it? Is that even in France? Soccer field. And maybe more of just a track, but I'm sure you can put a soccer field in the middle of it. Okay, let's break down. Where are we actually at? Do you tell me? We are in Bourges. Is that where Notre Dame is? I have no idea. Close the lake. A little worried though with this wind. Pretty crazy though how far out we saw that. Like, I know we're a little bit higher off ground, but I'm pretty sure ground level could see it from that far away as well. I don't know if I can. I'm gonna have to like. I can't do anything because I have to pay attention and fly. Let's see if I can find. If I slowly one finger type. It's just going to bring up football, isn't it? Okay. Search Notre Dame football, but then get rid of football. Easy. University of... Is that just not what it's called? Maybe that's just what I call... Or I think I call it, because I'm uncultured. Alright, let's put in France. France. Okay, Notre Dame, France, fire. The town name. Man, even reading my phone and trying to concentrate on not letting it nose down hound to the end of this search. That's a 5. Maybe it'll figure it out. I got nothing. I'm gonna say that was it. I mean, if it was, that's pretty damn cool that I accidentally just flew straight past it. I mean, it's pretty much on our flight path, so, and as big as it is, that, pretty damn easy to spot. So we are now 251 miles out. Fuel, we're probably about halfway. When you add in the 70 extra in the lower tanks. Back into a little bit of rain. Kind of floated up there over the forest. Yeah, it was much easier to fly low when it was calm and clear. Scared the truck driver. Just crazy if you think, like, if American Truck Sim was like this, 1-to-1 scale, that would be nuts. Alright, well, we got a main road here, 4-lane highway. Interesting. I noticed this when I was talking to Daniel on Discord. I think the way European would call this is a 2-lane highway, but Americans, or at least how we say it here, this is a 4-lane highway, although they're adding a 6th lane there with the shoulder that everything's driving on. I hate the weird artifacts that happen on the edges of terrain around the stuff in the cockpit, because it doesn't load what's happening behind those, and so it shows it and then updates it, or doesn't show shadows and just does weird stuff. So terrain's actually gone up quite a bit because we're at 700 feet right now and not far off the ground. The highway is exiting here, so this is just a rest area. Looks like it. Truck stop. And it'll flattens back out or drops away. Cool little area here on top of the hill. And we're getting a little bit of fog or rain, and this is yellow. How much of this is there? Ugh. A lot. The rally just got harder. this building over here, it looks like. Alrighty, into the fog and rain. Hope that it clears up. Before we get to the mountains. But I don't think it's gonna. Should have just left it clear. Shaking is definitely making everything feel like it's going a lot quicker than before. Still at 700 feet, but I think we're going to have to come up a bit. Terrain is getting higher ahead of us. Do have a little valley off over here. Starting to get rain sounds. Yep, we got rain on the windshield now. Okay. Hill coming up. Safely up over top of this. Lots of tree ridges here. Another little town. Well, maybe not. No, it is. I bet these all look pretty damn awesome if you were doing this in real life. Oh, we got a little off course going to look at that town. Okay. Continue on. 232 miles. Now we're in. And I don't even think we're halfway. No. I think we're more than a quarter of the way, but definitely not halfway. Oh man. It's definitely heavy rain, but at least visibility is somewhat okay. Definitely wouldn't have been able to, and what I said about visibility. Oh my God. Okay. Rally got difficult. We're going to bring it up a little bit higher, especially since big hill here. I'm going to lose track if I'm going up and down, up or down. Okay, we're at 900 feet now. tricky. Can just make out hills. But I'm going to have to react ahead of time and not get too crazy with it. It's 1,100 feet now. I think this rain is going to last all the way. Oh boy. Alright, we're going to have to rely on digital information soon. And just go look at our dash rather than outside. I feel like that doesn't tell us the whole story. Holy crap. Should lighten up just a little bit ahead, but then we're going to get into even heavier stuff after that. Yeah, this would be a death wish in real life. Alright, we're almost out on that left wing. We'll have to switch back to the right wing. We'll have to start making refueling plans. Okay, we've got to the lighter stuff. Back to being able to see a bit. Oh my god, this is like 100 miles of this. Only we were in something that could get above this. We're going over a large town. I've got the horizon really climbing in front of us. Yeah, we're over something large, and hey! Cool. But we're not done. Get a little break. We've got quite a bit of town around us. Means that we're around something. What are we around? Demarat? I'm not French speaking, but we're somewhere near that, the outskirts of it. You know what? Kind of glad that it cleared up, because we're starting to get some windmills, and I don't think those would be very good being colored white as we fly through that heavy rain, but that is something else that we get to worry about now that we've been shown them, and it's a little scary. I don't need that in my mind. Pop up over this ridge, and it looks like we might have a little more town. But the rain's about to start. valleys and feel like I gotta dive down into them, especially while we can see. It's that same church. Got some much deeper valleys now. Might have to put the feet on the rudders here. Definitely not helping us get there any faster. We're not even getting down into it, but yeah, we weren't going to make that turn, especially if it did a 180 there. Alrighty. Terrain is definitely changing up, but back into the shit. And this one's going to be even worse and larger. Heavier rain and much more of it. We're at 1,600 feet now. Not that these are going to help us at all, but if I see something flashing heavy, I'll know I need to pull up. But I don't think it's even doing anything. We're just going to aim for what looks like a horizon. Getting scared, getting chicken, staying up really high. Wind has changed directions. It's blowing pretty hard from the right. You can feel the plane skewing here. Okay, we got a little hill behind here. Pull up an aim for above it. Getting a little off track as well. Are we? I can't really tell here now. Zoom in. No, okay. We're good. Do have hills off to our left. We got a river valley coming up, it says. Oh, I feel like the wind is just getting outrageously strong, shoving us left. It's only 9 knots, so it's not bad. Weather just updated. We're now at 2,000 feet. I believe we are getting into some mountainish area. The roads are getting wavy as well. Oh man, I hope it's not snowing. Do we have pitot heat on? Oh, let's turn all of that. I don't have time to even look to see if I can find outside air temp, but yeah, we're at 2,000 feet. Oh, that is a mountain ahead. And it's not a mountain, but it looks like a mountain. Oh boy. Okay. I feel like we've cleared it, but I've lost all sight of terrain. I see terrain now. Okay. We are in the deep shit here. I'm just looking and trying to hold horizon. Now at 2,500 feet. We're off track here. We're going down. Okay. Bring it up. I've just got to keep the cursor target above the horizon. We might get really high up here above the terrain, but I mean, I can't see shit. There's nothing to see. There's nothing to see. We're following a river. We gotta turn a little bit. We're getting way off track. 2,800 feet. No idea how high. There, I see ground below us. That's not good. I probably, what has happened is I have gotten too far off the ground. But we do have an opening coming up in the weather. So I'm just going to hold this to the horizon. I think the terrain is flattened out. We're at 3,100. I still see ground a little bit every once in a while. So we're not that high up. I just got to keep this pointed above the horizon, but don't climb too hard. We're headed in the direction we need to. We'll get a clearing and a little break. Ground, I see it. We're well above it now. But again, I don't want to risk it not in these conditions. This is so freaking bad. We're off track again. Okay, we're really far above the ground. Try to bring it back down a little bit. No. Tried to bring it down, and just one tree, one power line. We're nearly to the clearing in the weather, and I think maybe I'm gonna drop down, land, fuel up, and advance time just a little bit. That way I can go get something to drink and maybe let some of this weather clear over. Because, I mean, this is asking to end the rally before we even get to the cool bits. And we're about to get into heavier weather. Okay, I can see ground again. I see trees. I'm just staring at this right now. All I'm looking at. Trying to keep it somewhat level. Our left tank wing just ran out, or is red. I do not have time to look down and try to flip that switch. We're at 3,400, so we're probably well above the ground. We're almost out of it, but we got a really heavy bit left. And then there's higher terrain on the horizon, which is maybe why that's not actually a clearing, that's a mountain. And at this level, it's saying, oh, there's no rain there because there's a frickin' mountain there. Still 3,400. Still taking sneak peeks out. I can see trees just slightly below. Please let this be an opening in the skies ahead of us. Because it's definitely not a mountain. It's just heavier rain. We just got thrown up massively in the air by something. $3,700. We're getting really high up here. Please let it break open just a little bit. The wind is up in the 20s, I think. I can't read it. 21 knots. Break out of this, please. Please give me some opening here. I feel like there's light coming through. I still can't see anything on the ground. 3,000. There we go. We got a little bit of ground. All right. Oh fuck this wind. Okay. It's opening up, but I don't think we're gonna have any place that we can put this thing down. We may have to just try to go around this heavy bit, try to get ahead of it. Oh, we got some places. All right. We're landing. Jesus, thank you wherever we're at. This is our savior. Holy shit. Okay. Now we got to find a place that I can land. There we go. Land and take off from. Put the flaps out a little early there. And we got a go-kart track right here. What are the odds of that? The skies open up, and there's a go-kart track for us to land next to. Alright, full freaking flaps here. Just landing in a field. This looks a little flatter up here. It's not going to be flat, but we'll at least land on the face of a hill. Oh, it's a bouncy one. Landing gear malfunction? No. Nah, we're fine. They're working. If it malfunctioned, we'd be in the ground. Holy shit, man. That was ridiculous. Like, that was way too intense for what this was supposed to be. And then we find a freaking go-kart track. Where the hell are we? No idea where we're at. But go-kart track. Crazy. Alright, so let's shut the engine down. We're going to fuel it up. I'm going to let just in sim, I'm going to let like 2 hours pass. I'm going to grab a drink and we're going to finish up and get this first stage done. But holy shit. It says our gear is broken. I think we're fine. Let's take a look. I think we're okay. I can't even click on any of that. Must have been the right one. Yeah, we're fine. What are you talking about? Wow. That was too much. I really thought, I mean, I know I could have went higher and I know we were running really high anyways, but still that is some crazy freaky stuff there. So we are going to have someone on the ground following us along to give us more fuel. Load that in. Ooh, stress out our landing gear we have apparently broken. I'm going to quickly go grab something to drink, and we will advance time and get back in. Alright, sorry about that little pause. It's just so much easier to upload these rather than doing editing, because it takes so long to edit. Man, look how dark those skies are. Alright, we're going to get out our drone here and just kind of scout the land a bit on where it's best for us to take off, because this is still pretty rough. I think maybe there's a bit of a ditch here, though. I was going to say maybe we get on the road, but I can't really. Yeah, this is just way too hilly to try to take off on. If we taxi over, this looks kind of flat. How flat is this? Alright, we're gonna taxi over here. Oh yeah, that's a pretty nice flat area. Okay. Let's take our drone over to the goat cart track real quick. Where the hell was that even? Back here, back on this corner. Yeah, just we come out of the sky, out of the darkness, into an opening, find a place to land, and then there just happens to be a cart track over here. That's the odds of that. I mean, maybe France is just covered in, holy crap, there's some mountains. Maybe France is just covered in that, but alright. Drone cam, we scouted out things. The storm is moving in, but we are going to advance time and hopefully the storm will pass. So we're going to go, it is currently, shit, it's like 3 o'clock. It might get dark. Let's go 5 o'clock. Live weather. I don't think that has helped us. We may be staying the night here. You know, the weather looks better, but not great. Yeah, I think we're camping out. I think we're just going to camp out here. And let's see if I can get it to... I don't know if we'll be able to go all the way this way to morning. Nope, so we're going to have to go back here to 7:45 in the morning. Live weather it. Fuck, does it just only rains in France? Is this iRacing? Everything is rain? Okay, well, we woke up in the morning and it is raining, so let's go 9 o'clock. Thank you, France. Fuck! It's worse. $11 o'clock. Okay, I think we got to go back all the way to our 7 a.m. I think that's when it looked the best. A little bit coming in, but alright, let's turn our flashlight off. Nope, that is not it. Alt F, there we go. Okay, start it up again. We did have cabin lights. No, that's fuel. Alright, flashlight on again. There it is. It's at least less rain to the south of us. And we got the sun coming up. Let's see if we can taxi over without wrecking, even though it says we've already wrecked. I think it was by that farmhouse. I hope it's as smooth as it looked. Honestly, though, these rudder pedals have helped out tremendously in braking with the tail dragger. Now, I don't know what our takeoff flaps are supposed to be. course, we gotta get this thing pointed in the right direction. Yeah, this is still gonna be pretty dangerous. Parking brake because it's rolling forward because it's got so much power. Alright, so we're taking off to the north, so we need to get up, turn around, keep on heading south. We're at 2,600 feet. We've got our fuel. Yeah, we'll have to deal with that sometime else. Both isn't working, it seems, so we'll go both and see if it switches this time, but I don't think it's going to. Yeah, I think it's time to go again. It can be a little more difficult in the morning with no sun, but hopefully it works out. Let's go ahead and give it some power. It's pulling against the brakes. Oh, come on, get up in the air. There we go. We're in the air. I'm gonna climb up. Alt F, help us see. Yeah, this might be worse than rain. All right, let's get out of here. Flaps up. Back into the rain for a little bit, but at least it's not going to be the whole rest of the way. And then we'll just wait for the sun to come up. We're going to fly up a little higher, just there's nothing we can do. I think if this was a thing, if like we were doing some sort of rally like this with airplanes, it would kind of be like their low flying challenge, and it just average out your above ground level for how long, and assign you points on that plus speed, like time. Well, we have lost a tire. Although our tires were fine when we checked them. So that might make it interesting when we land. We could crash, but hey, you get to repair at the end of stages. Yeah, this isn't any better. I mean, it is and it isn't. We're like 1,000 feet off the ground, but kind of have to. Probably be better if I took that nose off. Off. Okay, that's a little better. All right, well, like another hour to go. 168 out, and we're going 168, but that would also require me to fly straight. But at least the rain is going to be done south of here. So we just need to stay ahead of this storm. Alright, I feel like we can drop down a little bit lower now, since there is enough lights. Although one random hill could cause us some problems. Try to get that turbine whine out of it with an RPM change, but I don't think that's going to happen. No, that's just there. Okay, well, still a lot of darkness. And we know the sun's coming up, but we got a lot of clouds. We got a little bit more rain. Trim this thing out a little bit. Not constantly having to pull back just a little. There we go. Okay. Got a valley below us. Unfortunately, not going to be able to see that. I really wish that we could just catch a southbound road. Follow that. Well, maybe these lights are not helping me. Oh, that, we don't need that shit. I have a seizure. Alright, so it is, it's gotta be like 8 a.m. Is that what it's going with? That's real UTC, I believe. Back up. 7:38. Okay. So I assume around 8 a.m. sun will start getting up over the horizon. I mean, you can tell where it's not cloudy, it's better, but it's still rain. But if we get some sun, we'll be good. Bump this back up. A little bit of a headwind here. I just want to get back to seeing and low flying, but this is like the only time that it's not just raining like crazy this point on, so I head this way towards the valley. I think it's a valley. Who the hell knows? Open up, starting to get a little light from the sky. As I say that, the weather updates and it gets a little bit darker off to our right. There we go, we got some open skies there. Still flying extremely high compared to what we were, but we'll be able to get a little bit lower here. It looks like I can kind of follow this road out for a bit, possibly. down over the city and see if I can find where this road connects up. Since every single road has lights on it for some reason in this game. Cricket field? No. Maybe it used to be. It was kind of round. Alright, back to low flight for a moment. Yeah, the desert is going to be a whole different story. Lost a lot of speed. It's kind of feeling mountainous. We're at 3,300 feet, so... hurt the engine too much here. I think there's a road that goes up here. Kind of climbing the side of this valley. See the road sort of off this direction. The random light every once in a while. And that takes us directly where we're headed. Getting a lot of uplift here. Their speed is slowing down as well. Also have a 25 knot crosswind still, and we're going to be getting back into some rain for a tiny bit. And once again, off the edge of that, yep, here we go again. Alright, let's follow the river. Gotta get that line above the mountains ahead of us as well. I think the other valley we were in was probably better. We're gonna have to climb the hell out of this. Just got up over the top of the mountain and the wind caught us for a second. Damn, I'd really like to see this in the daytime and clear, which I could easily do, but we've already cheated enough on this, so shit, the wind is strong. It is just throwing me back and forth here. We got a mountain off to our right. We're at 5,000 feet. Just getting over these. Ooh. Big bounce. Still see land. I don't know if this is even gonna come across well in the video. Usually really pitch black stuff is not good. Ooh, my God. Just getting tossed. Gotta turn a little bit here. Yep, we're back in it. Waiting didn't do any good. Other than now it's dark as well. We're at 6,000 feet. I think we can drop down a bit, but we do have a mountain off to our right. Got a little valley here. And we got some lights. See, it gets tricky because the higher you go, the less you see, because there's more in between you and the ground. God, I feel like we're heading straight down. I know we're not, but I can't quite figure out what these lights are in front of us. It doesn't make any sense, but I think we just dropped off the side of the mountain so much that the elevation has really dropped down here. So I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna back it down just a little bit because we're in a nosedive. Yeah, everything just dropped off massively over those mountains, so get back down to the ground now. Be able to see a little better, get out of the clouds and follow this river valley. Okay. Now we're kind of pinned in here following this, but again, we're not exactly headed to the airport. We just need to get south. I would like to get to the coast, and then we'd follow the coast down. We are headed, I think, directly towards a broken point that has a lot of rain in it, because it's an airport. But we're kind of stuck down here, so it's just going to be what we have to do, follow the river. Because it looks like it's built up and it's got roads along it, so that's our safest route until the sun comes out. Soccer field. That one actually looks pretty nice for a small place. Alright, so the road's kind of bending away from the river. Oh, maybe not. I think the valley's widening out quite a bit here. We're still well above the ground, but I just gotta be a little smart here to not wreck. Get into some heavier rain, and then you should get out of it pretty quick. It looks like it's just centered over airport data. We got another soccer field here. Yes, at least one, and a tennis court. Alright, we've got some kind of flat, wide open area up here with the town, and there's probably an airport, like I said, somewhere. I mean, is the sun ever going to come up? Is it ever going to stop raining? Alright, so it is now almost 8 o'clock. Kind of a large town. I don't want to get too far into it because that's not quite the direction I want to be going. Does look like we got maybe a road heading off to the left to head south again. The river might bend to the south as well. Just break through this storm and then it should be nice and clear. Alright, yeah, I think this road takes us south, but maybe back up into the hills. Is that what we want? Is this a major road or is it just going to end quickly out of town? It's 4-lane. It might be a 4-lane, I don't know. There's some weird markings on it. Alright, well, we're in an airplane following a road. Yeah, that did not do what I needed it to do. It just gets here and what is happening with the lighting? Why has the lighting gone all broken? Oh my God. Dim, please. If I turn avionics off, will that just completely break everything? Or will, I assume the engine would still run, right? This is risky. Okay. Well, now we are going full blown, have no idea what we're doing. We're just gonna head in this direction. This is getting worse and worse and worse as it goes, huh? Let's see if we can turn it back. No, it's still crazy bad. Alright, let's keep that off. The wear and tear of Dakar. I have no idea why all of a sudden the lighting got just stupid. Hey, look, it's that same church. So we don't know anything. We don't know what direction we're headed. We don't know what we got for fuel. We have no idea what elevation is coming up. I can at least see quite a ways in the distance now, so it makes me feel safer. I don't have to completely follow this road. I'll just jump ahead to that next town. And let's just follow this road. With the current situation, it's probably best. And once these lights stop being stupid, then we'll know that we can turn the avionics back on. We may have lost all of our data. No, did the avionics shut off when I shut the engine off? We might be okay. Because all the data was in there on where we were headed, but at this point, since we're not actually going there, we'll just head south. I mean, road's got to lead to the south, I would assume. What's that? Windmill? Or just a tower? Just a tower. Light's not quite attached to it properly. Alrighty, well, we're over a town. Our road is going to get kind of lost and everything. Hey, look, it's that church. No, I think that one's actually different. Okay. I take it back. Soccer field? Soccer field. If I find out that I'm headed north, I'm going to be really pissed off. I guess, you know what, it's modern day. We can look at our phone, our tablet, whatever. Yeah, we're headed southish. We're good. And I could just do this, and do we, no, we don't even have an old school. Just gonna look for a compass, but we are back in the mountains, but the sky is starting to lighten up. But also, some of the lights are much higher than we are. And some of them are much lower than we are. And there's a church. This is a cool looking town. Down in the bottom of the valley. And this is actually quite a valley here. Come on, rain. You're gonna give up soon, right? Oh, I bet that's a cool view in that house. Well, thankfully, it's bright enough out that we can see the outline of that, because I think I would have ran into that thing. Not a single light on it. That was a very large mountain right in the way. Gotta hope that this road does not bend too hard one way or the other. It's gonna bend too hard one way or the other. Okay, we're good there. This is pretty steep. We're relying on there not being a tunnel coming up. Is pretty much. As long as this thing doesn't go through a tunnel, we're okay. There's a dam. What a frickin' place. Wish it was daytime. And it's about to be, but hey, the rain has stopped. Random church next to the road in the middle of the valley. That must be the AI's favorite thing. Okay, that just did wrap around. Cool. Okay. And we can probably come up out of this now. It's cleared up. We are still headed south. Yeah, I think it's going left here. Cut up over it. Oh, I have no idea where it went. Hard left? Yep. Okay. And back down here. Shortcut. We can see things. Alright, and now we can probably turn this back on without it being just completely stupid. It's gonna have to load up the satellites and everything again. Oh my god, it's still massively bright. It's like just completely broken. Look at this area though. This is awesome. Alright, we're just turning those off. Screw it. Back to rally flying. I know I don't have to swerve over those because I'm high enough to get over them, but it makes me feel like I'm doing something. Still headed south? No. Not at all. Not headed in the right direction whatsoever. I mean, it could be worse. It could be north, but we need to... I mean, there's some freaking awesome towns up here. Down here. Wherever here is. But sadly... it's not the way we want to go. We're not headed to Italy. Let's go back out into the mountains. The river saved us. It got us through the darkness. Now we return to the south. Actually, it looks like there's a big open valley once we come up over this mountain. Or maybe not a valley, it's just the top of. Is that a castle? There's something on the hill. Sorry, castles are like one of those things that's just amazing to me because the US is so new. We don't have any history that old. Whereas Europe is freaking ancient. Nope, it's just a church. I mean, it's probably supposed to be something else, but it's just that damn church again. I mean, that's pretty fucking awesome looking, but I'm guessing the real thing that's up there is even cooler looking. I mean, that's straight on the top of that. Is there even supposed to be something up there? If it's a church that looks exactly like that, my mind's gonna be blown. Damn it. How do we keep doing that? head towards that light. Power lines. Well, so far we're 2 hours and 6 minutes into this. This has been completely different than I thought. It is taking way longer than I was told when I mapped it out. The first stage was supposed to be 375 miles, I believe, to get to the south of France. At this point, I mean, it's going to be a little bit longer than that because of all the direction changes I've had to do, but I mean, at this point I'm thinking like we're going to be 3-hour video, because we're no longer headed towards where we were headed, so we're just kind of short-sighting what the tablet's showing for now. And then, when we do get to where we're going, we had a tire malfunction. So are we just going to wreck when we get there? Those sheep? I'm going to say those are sheep. Maybe just be hay bales. Just head towards that cloud, because clouds don't change. It should stay the exact same shape, not turn into a bunny rabbit. It's a ski slope. Feels like it should be a ski slope. It's not though. Power lines. Okay, well, we're out of the rain. I don't think we're going to catch any more. Now it's just about getting south. We should probably, because we have... to pull to the right to get it to go left. Hopefully it was actually pulling out of the right. We don't have our avionics to know for sure, but that's what it did when it was on both last time. Like turning left apparently over the hills. See, this is, I want a game like this, like Civilization type map, where you explore the map, you know, like a Lewis and Clark type game. I don't feel like that's ever been made, and I really enjoy just going somewhere that I don't know. If it was procedurally generated, you know, and you had things that, you know, all right, you gotta find a, you know, kind of like the old days, you know, find a good fur supply, find, you know, is there another civilization out there? Finding waterways and pathways to better areas, and like It's just like a walking simulator with a purpose, I guess. Because if you could have a large enough map, and something where you don't get a mini map, you don't get a map at all, other than a piece of paper that you can put markers down on to make your own map to be able to track your way back. You get a compass, you get like fog of war, but you know, you can see mountains up ahead and be able to kind of head towards those. It could all be a top-down type thing. I think that would just be a great game. If doing something like this, where you're just out exploring, trying to find your way, but also have to find your way back. So, you know, using rivers and stuff like that would be key to be able to trace your way back. How the... I just keep doing it. I don't know how I keep doing it. It's every time I go over a hill and I turn left and then we get going in the wrong direction. I mean, that was a really wrong direction. Look how long it took us to get headed south. That's a castle. That's got to be a castle there. Although it wouldn't be a castle with a massive hill like this next to it, would it? Okay. I think the lighting's a little better now. Let's see if it's completely blown out. Yeah, there we go. Alright, we have got navigation again. Just gotta pick everything back up. Once it does, we'll have an idea. At least how much longer we got to go here. Elevation at the moment, 3,300. Altitude, I should say. Let's try to pull this up without wrecking. Menu. No, that's what we want. Direct to. We'll pull that back up, our old waypoint. Does not. Do we have satellites right now? Or are we still waiting on that? So I got a little bit high up here, trying to. Okay, we do have satellites. It's just we've turned the avionics on and off so many times that completely broken it. Sawgood Valley. I mean, not as cool as that one. Still pretty good. Okay, let's see if we can get this solved. Hey, you know what? We're nearly to the coast. Okay, we're nearly, not close to the coast, but closer than we were. One of those things that happens when you keep going, I guess. Better off than what it was. Zoom out here. Yeah, I don't know how far it is, but we're getting there. So unknown time, but probably another 45 minutes. Okay, we're gonna pop up over this. Continue to head sort of south. These are really cool valleys. But they're just not going in the direction I need them to go. That is only 1,900. We've actually dropped down quite a bit. Got a little bit of a, it's a dangerous mine, stripping off the side of it. I really want to just keep on going here. I'm actually having a lot of fun doing this. Up we go. I don't know if this will be good content, but I'm having fun, and that is all that really matters. Been doing the career mode. It's nice to take a little bit of a break from the same area that I've been in. I mean, we haven't been in the area that much on the career mode on the other channel, but it's nice to break things up with a slightly different objective. Oh yeah, we can look at our fuel now. Right wing was almost all the way down, so. Now, the further we head directly south, the longer it's going to take to get to the coast with where we're at. But all the rain is north of us. I think once I get done recording this, I'm going to start recording the next episode right at this time, because these conditions are good. Big valley. I would have dropped into that, but I don't think we would have climbed up this one very well. But yeah, France, South France is really interesting with these mountains. If we're still in France, shit, I don't know. I don't know how far south it actually goes. Not without looking at a map. What we got here? Weird little path. Speed has gotten slower. Bump that back up. We can drop down in this valley. It's not too steep on the other side. We're over speeding. some pretty extreme drops. Heading south now. Yeah, still not using the rudders. We could do a lot better little turns over top of that with them, but I think our best bet is get to the coast. I don't know if this, like, I have no idea what the coast is like over here. If it's cliffs or if it's beaches. But we'll get to the coast, and then we're going to follow that coast all the way down until we get to the narrow bit close to Morocco. It's Morocco, right? That's interesting. Is that mined out, or is it just rocky cliffs? And we got ourselves turned again. We'll go to the left of all of these windmills, though. Turbines. I don't understand why they made the light be so far off of them. That doesn't make sense why a lot of the lights are in weird spots. Holy shit, look at this valley. Oh, and we're digging out the side of a mountain again. God, that just seems dangerous. Like, doesn't that shit just collapse? I mean, I know that they're, what the hell's that called? Oh, my brain does not work when I need it to. The steps, the stepping, terracing, but it's still got to weaken shit. A lot of forces coming from every other direction. I bet that's a cool road to drive. Come on, why do you gotta do that? Is it like a how dark it is and it just goes stupid bright for some reason? I don't understand why I was doing that. Alright, we almost got turned all the way to the west. We got a big hill up here. That might be like 3,000 feet. Go over to this one. We're gonna go with full beans. As the sun comes up, we come up. And shit is getting a little steeper. But I mean, what a view. Look at that road. I mean, these are some mountains here. Climb up over them. See what's on the other side. We're gonna be able to see Mediterranean soon. We're getting shoved a bit sideways here. Another 25 knot wind, it looks like. Oh boy. Well, we got some massive lift as we got to the face of the mountain. Jesus, that shoved us up. I can see water. Alright, we're gonna head directly south along this ridge. I mean, we are flying diagonally right now. Another cool road, I bet. Being on top of all of this. Man, things got extreme all, like, real quick. But it looks like it goes down right over here. Let's just pop up over this one and yeah, it's gonna flatten out. That's a steep drop off. Wow. Let's drop down into this valley. Maybe it'll get us out of some of this wind. Well, stage one has been pretty damn neat. It was a little boring at first. A lot of flat. Then it got crazy with the rain. Then we screwed it up by going to night. But had we not gone to night, I think this all would have been in the rain in the afternoon. And that would have been such a waste to not see all of this. So I see this little bay here. That's going to be something easy for me to locate and put me on the ground for the next flight if I reload. So I think that is our destination. We got vineyards here. Is that what this is? This game, man, sometimes it's just looks amazing. Obviously, we're not heading directly south anymore because we're looking at the sun. It is almost whatever the January point is where the sun is going to be the furthest south. But still should not be heading towards it when we're trying to go south. But it was a good view. we'll head towards that bay. Getting some different trees that we haven't seen here. Sorry if you can hear me drinking. Alright, so into a big flat valley here. It's looking more Spanish. I don't know, I'm just getting that Italian or Spanish vibe right now. That's probably from the fields. Highway here, and then what will appear on this side of the hill, or on the other side of the hill? Another hill. Behind door number 2. It's gonna be not hills, but just more land. Like I said, the more south we go, the longer it's going to take to get to the coast. But that bay, I think, is the point we need to go to. I feel it. Now, this has been one of my favorite flights I've done, just because it's not flying, not how you should be. And we're getting to see a whole lot of the world. And it looks really good. I'm hoping that Africa looks good. Once you get into some of these countries, the data isn't quite there that you have because of relationships, and this is Microsoft, and so if there's a country that doesn't quite have a good relationship with the US, then it's harder for the data available. We have flattened out here. We're getting close. The sun coming up is amazing looking. We're looking for a bay. It's gotta be somewhere. And then we got to cross our fingers that this thing doesn't wreck instantly when I land it because of our tire issue. That is going to be our next issue. So it looks like maybe there's some really flat beaches, barrier islands. And we go looking at that for a landing spot. Fuel, right wing is catching up to even out, or the left wing is catching up with the right wing. Canal. Let's let's head this way. We got kind of a city here. I don't know, a bigger building. Let's go see what that is. Palm tree. I don't know if they belong here, but we are getting close to the Mediterranean, so. No idea if we're in France, but it's starting to look Spanish. And there's that church. Yeah, there's something big over there. And it's where we're headed anyways, so let's go see what that is. It's probably that church again. Or Notre Dame again. Oh yeah, I gotta go watch the end of the football game after this. That'll be... we'll need to take a break and watch that. I'll do the next stage tomorrow. Got I think maybe it's just up on a hill, or is it just an AI building? Oh, it's a bigger church. I don't think it's real. I think it's just a generated one, but here we go. We're to the bay. May even be an airport here. To the left. That would probably be the smarter place to land. Let's head on down there. We can follow this road there. God, this looks so good. Golden hour in this game is just amazing. I wish iRacing looked this good at this time. They do the long shadows really well. And that's something iRacing can't handle. Alright, if we pop up over this ridge, we should have an airport, unless that's just a waypoint. But I think it's an airport. So we got a little road cutting through here, maybe. Yep. Wow. So much cooler than Nebraska. Zoom in on this. Oh shit. Well, I have no idea if this is an airport. I don't know if it is. It's a seaport, and that really sucks. We're gonna have to fly over it and see. It's gonna be back on this little island here. What's our wind? It's coming tailwind from here. Got a runway there. Cool. We're gonna land. We don't need a whole lot of time to set it up. And then I'll have a point to take off from that I can easily find on the map. Is that an airport? Have I missed it? Okay, we went past it. I thought it was over here, but this is just a big beach. It's a big beach. If there's an airport, it's back here. But screw it. We're landing on the big beach. It's gonna be rough. Oh shit, there's rocks forming in it. Ooh, that looks smoother up there. Let's go up to that point. Turbine lag is kicking my ass right now. Okay. Flaps. 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 Yeah, you know what? Thought it looked smoother? Definitely not. But we are gonna float this thing in very slow. Hopefully plop it down nice and easy. You know what? That wasn't terrible. And our tire did not explode. And that is the end of stage 1. Let's shut it down. Hop out. Oh, I forgot to put the parking brake on, didn't I? There we go. But it's shutting down, so it's fine. And, well, kicking up a lot of dust. But here we are. How far back did we touch down? Let's run this way. I mean, that was a pretty short run there. I guess it was longer than I thought, but yeah. We're to the beach. Are we in France or are we in Spain? We're still in France. Oh yeah, there's a lot of France left. Shit. The next one is gonna be, that might be an even longer flight. I was thinking of getting down here, but I think we're only gonna get down here. Yeah, that's it's gonna take a little longer than I was expecting, but was there an airport actually over here? I did not see it. No, that's a heliport. Okay. So, what was my plane doing? That was weird. Hope you enjoyed that. Whole lot of different things happening in that one to a completely different ending than I thought I was going to get here. Took way longer than I thought, but yeah. We'll see how this does, but I will be flying the rest of it. We'll try to get to Dakar and guess just enjoy the sunrise over the Mediterranean. Thanks for watching.